Nobody.
Who want to spend their own money? That's what it really come down to.
Yeah, but
who want to spend their own money?
They don't have to spend their own money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they got it. The companies got the billions to waste. They got
everything runs through
Nike
their system.
got $200 million to waste on a new player coming out on a Now I want to say a new player on a Jeffrey Pryor who's a big time ass prospect, and then he break his knee in his rookie year and he never play again. Nike got the $100 million to waste on giving him his contract, and he'll never be able to produce that. But Kanye don't. I only got $400 million in my name. If I lose $100 million and have to see this dude never play basketball again, I might pull an OJ. If I got to watch this dude make $100 million of my $400 million and he don't even play and I can't even make my money back, problems come. But it's when it's the company money, yeah, it's great. So that's why they make them deals and do that. But we're doing that. You got to sell off everything like they just did. Now you finna get Adidas. Now you finna get Adidas Yeezys. Adizis.
Totally false, Craig. I'm sure they will have a clause in the contract where if you was to get hurt, there would be clauses for that kind of stuff. It's totally would be clauses for that.
I.e. Penny Hardaway.
I.e. Penny. I.e. a whole bunch of people. Derrick Rose still with Adidas, but
yeah,
I'm sure that check ain't what it was.
That check is per contract. Whatever I signed for these 5 years for this money, that's what you're gonna give me.
One thing you will learn in business.
And after this 5 years, you ain't gotta pay me.
Craig.
After this 5 years, you ain't gotta pay me. If I got a good agent, he didn't already factored in that this is sponsor money. And maybe he probably didn't. I don't know. But I'm probably going to look at it and put it in. Injuries don't matter.
He rose in like year 12, 13, 14. His contract probably was a 5-6 year contract. His contract been over, but he's still with Adidas. That check ain't the same, fam. It ain't the same check.
All right.
You know, I'm into this sports stuff.
I don't know. Reebok took care of Iverson, though.
That's because Iverson signed a contract that was a lifelong contract.
On day one, he signed a lifelong?
He signed his lifelong contract came like after like his 3rd or 4th year in the league, and he went to renegotiate. And Reebok gave him a lifelong contract, and most of his money was in an account that he couldn't touch until he hit like 50 or something.
He still
like
can't touch. He still got, I think, 30 million waiting.
Yeah, he still got money waiting on him. That's a smart way to set up. That's a good agent. That's what a good agent do. So I say everything can be negotiated, but. If you work, I
don't want to go back to
Nike wasn't always.
I don't want to go back to that, but sometimes a good agent gets you 30 million when you're 50.
Hey, it's a great agent. He's smart enough to tell your young butt to chill out. Let me go ahead and make this work for you.
Oh,
you
man.
make your endorsement money over here. We're gonna save all this Reebok money.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to whoever his agent. Oh, matter of fact, his agent was I think David Falk, the dude that used to manage Jordan. I think that was his agent.
Yeah. Points I made.
Straight up.
Points were made. That's all I'm gonna say. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't.
I ain't even here because I was talking while you was doing your mumbling the mic thing.
Yeah, here don't play back.
I know somebody who watched podcasts one time. They be like, because I think we had a guest on here. It might have been one of the ones Rich was here. And they was like, I'm listening to you and Rich, and you just hear Craig over there mumbling in the mic. Like, I was like, yeah, half the time Craig be over there in his own world doing his own
I try
thing.
not to do it too much, but sometimes if I have something that I like on some joke shit, I'm like, I get that in real quick and get out, you know, because
you be having a serious conversation, you're crazy over there like,
because I be wanting to break. Sometimes I be wanting to like break in with jokes, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be serious. I don't want to interrupt the mood and shit. They having a real combo.
Man, nobody want to hear a joke all the time. You don't get a 10-second laugh and then mess up a whole lifelong conversation lesson they could have got some game out of and created and got into a 10-second joke like, I gotta get that off.
I know, but that laugh is gonna like feed me for like so long. It's gonna be like a 10 seconds for y'all, but for me, I'm gonna be like, I did kill him with that joke though.
Greedy. That's some greedy shit.
I be holding back.
I'm gonna eat.
I be holding back.
I'm gonna eat.
What else do we have besides? I don't know if you want to go back to music. We did have a 21 saying about the thing, which I was just gonna be mad about the word relevancy. Because people obviously don't know what it means. I listened to that video of them.
What does relevancy mean to Craig?
Yeah, 21 Savage, for those, Nas put out an album. We talked about that earlier. Nas put out an album, 21 Savage.
That I didn't hear. It's irrelevant to Queez.
I see. This probably it's not gonna be a good argument for me. 21 Savage went on Clubhouse and he was talking and he was saying that Nas isn't relevant. He just got a loyal fan base who still listen to him. And people was arguing about that, and it was.
I mean,
oh my God, man, this is not true.
What exactly did he say wrong?
What he said wrong was that he's not relevant. Because relevance.
Let's finish the whole quote. People take the clip. What's the whole quote?
What was the whole quote?
Say the whole. You just said the whole quote.
He not relevant. He just got a loyal fan base that. Okay, what is relevant? Because if you're not relevant, then you wouldn't have a loyal fan base that still goes to support you.
You totally can still have a loyal fan base even if you're not relevant. If we talking about
you agree with relevant is only within the.
I'll give you an example, right?
Within the what's now.
No. We get back to that. Just give you an example away from them, right? If we was talking about comedians right now, right? Best comedians out here doing a thing, right? And then the motherfucker was like, Eddie Murphy. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy ain't a relevant comedian right now.
What?
But he's not, bro.
Eddie Murphy ain't relevant.
Eddie Murphy is not a relevant comedian right now.
What? So you don't think?
Hold on, I'm finna prove my point.
What
Calm down.
What is relevance?
Calm down. I'm finna prove my point, right?
But that's a false statement already.
You see why you got excited? Like, what? Because you're a loyal fan of his work.
It's not even that, because I'm not even a loyal fan of that.
Tyler,
I just know that if Eddie Murphy did a show,
if you had to name 5 comedians you going to see, right now, would Eddie Murphy be in that 5?
But that's a different question. No, that is a different question.
Not. If he was relevant, he would still be. If I said name 5 female rappers right now, if you can go to a show, I guarantee Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion would be in damn near everybody's list. The other 4 or 5 can be different. You get some low relevance, the argument. You get whatever you're gonna get.
This is the argument of what relevance is. This is the argument because the argument lies in what relevance is. Because all of those things that you said is true. If somebody was like, "Hey, who show you want to go to?" And they used to asking for comedians, Eddie Murphy ain't gonna get brought up. And if you ask him for female artists, all the current female artists will get brought up. That's because the Brat ain't doing shows. That's because Queen Pen ain't doing shows.
They might
That's
be
because
doing shows,
Foxy
but we
Brown
don't even
ain't
know.
doing shows.
How do we know they're not doing shows? Maybe they doing them in little small ass places that nobody knows about, so we don't hear about them because they're not relevant. Why you think the Baby did a show where they was doing BOGO tickets and it was a whole viral thing because he's relevant enough to where if he got a BOGO sale going for his tickets, it's like yo he fell off.
So now we count relevance.
Lil' Kim had BOGO tickets. It's like oh she want to grab a show I can get.
So now we count relevance.
And I'm gonna go to the Lil' Kim show.
Now we count relevance on the intelligence of social media.
No.
Because the Baby got buy one, get one free tickets, he falling off and he's irrelevant now.
No, that's not the point.
If he put BOGO tickets out and that show sell out, how is he not relevant if people are there?
It's the perception. Relevancy is to most people is about perception.
And that's the argument that I have because I don't think relevancy is perception. I think perception is perception. If you looking at it like that, relevancy is if I do something, do people listen? Is it relevant? Is people paying attention? He just put out 4 albums. You know what I'm saying? Within the last 2 years, he won a Grammy. He on tour with Wu-Tang right now. Like, he doing wild amount of stuff right now for you to sit here and say that he's not relevant. He's not
Craig.
Popular. It might be a different thing,
Popular and relevancy is another thing that go together. You can. I'll give you an example, right?
Popular is
Craig,
a part of relevancy,
Craig,
but that don't mean you irrelevant because you're not as popular.
Follow me. Yes, it kind of does to most people, Craig. Relevance to on a relevant scale.
If Bumpy Knuckles put an album out right now, it's not getting as much play as Nas. Nas is relevant. Bumpy Knuckles is not relevant.
No.
If Rakim put an album out right now, it might not get as much as Nas.
Man, you proving the point against what the hell? You proving 21 Savage point. You can put out a Nas, put out a Bumpy Knuckles. Most people still ain't listening, but they loyal core
what I'm
fan
saying
base.
Is Nas can't,
listen,
Bumpy
Craig.
Knuckles can't put an album out in this age because he's not relevant. People won't listen. Yet Nas can put an album out because he's relevant.
If Bumpy Knuckles put an album out right now, his loyal fans gonna find the album and listen to it.
Yeah, that ain't Nas.
If Nas put out, it's the same difference.
Nas is making charts. He's up there. You're not finna see Bumpy Knuckles in the top 10.
He never had a bigger fan base than Nas, ever. So what are you talking about? Nas always had a bigger fan base. So if Nas back in the day had
So he
10,
always been irrelevant.
you can say that. Bumpy Knuckles ain't nobody. Most people gonna know about it if you say, I know who you're talking about, but if you mention his name, those people, no one gonna know who you're talking about. If you mention Nas, even to a young nigga, they know who Nas is. They might be like, I don't listen to him.
Is that not relevant?
No. Relevant is when the young people are
Is
talking
Michael Jordan
about.
relevant?
Yes, because of his shoes.
And Nas not relevant.
What is Nas relevant for?
Music! That's what he relevant for.
To who?
Being the MC
To
hip hop
who?
to everybody,
No,
to
he's
hip hop,
not.
to people
He's
who
not.
rappers.
Nigga, you making me sound like I'm hating on Nas. No, he's not relevant, bro. Now, to niggas in our age bracket, to niggas who grew up on Nas, of course we hear Nas
I
drop
bet
the album.
Jadakiss son know Nas album.
You're talking about kids who probably know Nas. His son probably know this. Probably Uncle Nas to him. What are you talking about, bro?
Jadakiss and Nas ain't that close.
You don't know that.
How many songs they got?
Nigga, we got like 3 songs. What that mean? Like, you don't know that nigga.
Mace ain't relevant.
I'll say this. Mace ain't relevant in music.
Is Jadakiss more relevant than Nas?
Yes.
Because of verses.
Yep.
That one thing. Before
No,
that,
there's other things too. Jadakiss is on everybody's songs. Jadakiss be everywhere. Jadakiss be on the poppin' artist songs, to the old school, to the hood niggas in every city that they go to. Jadakiss is more relevant.
What was the last nigga under 30 Jadakiss was on the song with?
Nigga, I don't know. I ain't Jadakiss stalking, but Jadakiss be on the joints.
Exactly.
Jada,
Nas had Fabio Foreign on KD2. You know what I'm saying?
What that mean though?
Nas is relevant. That's what that means.
Fabio and Jada done did a joint, and Fabio is not under 30. What are you talking? Fabio close
Come on,
to
man.
our
Don't be out
age.
of Fabio like that. He's 28.
Look, okay. Fabio has about our age.
Everybody knew it's 28, 29, 27,
He got
25.
that new joint that's fire too. One on 3. You heard that?
Nah, I ain't heard that new Fabio.
It's fire too.
Hey, let me guess what it sound like. Boom, 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 boom. Fucking muffled ass bass. And be like, hey, get the man, go to the stoop. Shoot a nigga in the throat. Hit a nigga with the goat. God damn, I'ma see you. Yeah, I know how it sound.
Don't sound like that. This nigga stupid as hell. That's that.
Fuck, they gonna shoot me for that. Damn it, I'm sorry.
Y'all ain't hear him. He dissed the whole set. Y'all ain't hear him.
Forgive
when he
me,
said
it's the
that?
red cup.
He said he gonna shoot them all in the throat. Y'all ain't hear that?
No, that's what they say. You know?
No, that ain't what they said.
Nah, I ain't never heard it, man.
No, it's
I ain't
fire
heard it
though.
yet.
I just heard it over the weekend. It was
That's
fire.
what's up. That's what's
I
up.
couldn't use him as the artist for the greatness skill. He way too big.
Yeah,
But
nah, come on, man. Motherfuckers know him.
it's a fire joint though.
Y'all make sure. Well, if y'all didn't already listen to it. It's a good one.
One on 3. That's what it's called. It's fire.
Damn, what else? I did have. I wish I could remember the first thing that I seen, but it was just a disappointing nigga moment. And this is I guess this kind of goes into early on, like, you know, black people coming together. We just can't. Niggas will never win as a whole. I seen a video over the weekend, and it was on like TikTok, one of them reels, and it was a dude coming through the club dressed up in like a white ghost outfit, like sheet thing, holes cut out the eyes and the mouth, and he had a Kobe Bryant jersey on and hat on and shorts. And when the girl stopped him and said, "This disrespectful," he did a little basketball move. And that's when in my head I was like, this is why niggas will never come together. We can't even all agree to respect the great Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. It's always going to be that one dude that's like, oh, we ain't supposed to do that? I need some attention. Let me go do that thing. It's always going to be that dude
Those the niggas
that
we
step
need to
out.
cancel. We need to cancel those type of niggas.
Oh.
Because them the niggas that, like, as a black man, sometimes I see niggas, I don't want to say black people, niggas be doing shit, and I be like, this is why they don't like none of us. Because of you motherfuckers. Like, it ain't nothing in your moral compass that says this tasteful or like, nah, this wrong. Like, this was wrong with motherfuckers now. They do anything to be relevant.
Yeah, man.
And that's what's wrong. Everybody do anything for people to talk about them. And people say, hey, even us right now, hey, you see what this motherfucker did? That's why they do it. And it's like, your moral compass shouldn't allow you to just do anything to be relevant, anything to be talked about, anything to be viral.
Anything to be seen. Because he didn't do that for nobody but who he went out to the bar with that night. And what's crazy is it's going to be, this another thing, the divide. it's gonna be people who. I don't even want to get into the girl taking the video because it is something. That's why I didn't like post it and make a thing about it, because I was in my mind like it's still me posting that video of dude doing that, even if I comment after and say how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's still you doing the Kyrie supporting it.
I'm still sharing it. But it's like, if my real stance is you shouldn't be doing this and putting this out there, then why would I then in turn put that video out there? Yeah. So even in my mind, I thought that was like, nah, I don't need to post this. You know what I'm saying? But
that's because you got a moral compass about it that says I ain't comfortable sharing this because I know this ain't right.
Yeah, to get a couple likes and maybe get some attention from somebody, maybe get a couple of pats on the back from people saying, "Oh, I feel you right. He shouldn't be doing that." This is why I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? At the expense of
a lot of people now,
and I'm nobody
think they need that though.
But maybe somebody that follow me really love Kobe and feel that way.
I would
might
feel some way. We had a whole argument.
So it's
I cried
like
when Kobe died. I cried on my Facebook page. Real talk.
That I didn't take it lightly. It wasn't easy.
Kobe, like, even though I feel Jordan the GOAT, Kobe is my favorite player ever.
It was just the thing,
fan.
and then all the stuff after, and then the stuff you knew of him before. It was just the thing that where we hold as black people, we hold certain people sacred, and we don't disrespect them. And when people disrespect them, we supposed to, you know what I'm saying, come after them and check them. And that was one of the things. Right? Oh yeah. Of course.
And that's what's wrong.
That's what made me so mad about it.
We gotta start holding us accountable for that type of shit.
Like, we can't even, as black people, we can't even come, like, jokes with your, I'm not saying you ain't never joke, don't never say nothing with your friend, whatever. I can't police that. But when you come out in public, at least out of decency, like I said, when I had a moral compass to be like, oh man, wouldn't that be crazy if somebody did this, laugh with your friends about it? But don't go to outside and dress that way and do that at the expense of Kobe Bryant.
Like, and you know what you're doing.
I don't know.
You know Spotty gonna. And it was just a some way because you wouldn't have did it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have did it. So you know what you was doing. You know,
and that's why.
And that's what I'm be saying about, like, it's certain actions I don't be want to write nobody off for. But stuff like that, and I hate to use that word, but like that's some coonery. Like that's some coonery. Because it's like, who you trying to get a laugh from? We ain't gonna find it funny.
Yeah,
it's very few black people that's gonna see that and find it funny. So who you he and ha for?
The other people, that's not the very few, because that was my other point of, like, you know, when he went out that night, it was people that felt like us, that was like, this is, why would you do that? You need your ass beat. And it was also people that was laughing. Ha. Let me get a picture. Exactly. Let me record. So same he's also getting
when Trayvon Martin got killed, and people was going to parties dressed in red shirts with Skittles and.
But
all
at
that
least
stuff.
that was mostly white people.
Yeah, but it's my point. We just felt somewhere and complained, but we ain't hold them accountable.
Yeah,
we be scared to hold people accountable. Black people accountable. White people.
You know
accountable.
What though?
Hold on. But when you got somebody like Kanye or Kyrie do something that somebody finds offensive, or even, I don't want to say this particular person's name, but somebody who said something about the LGBTQ situation, and they got, I ain't gonna say canceled, but they got reprimanded. When something that somebody else don't like, they make a deal out of it, and you get a repercussion for that. You get punishment. You get told like that was wrong. Apologize, this and that. But we let people violate us all the time, and we don't hold nobody accountable. That's why I don't like when you felt some way about a clip. I don't like you gonna write that person off. So it's like, hold everybody accountable for doing disrespectful stuff to us too. We can't can't pick and choose. Hold everybody accountable.
But that was the part, like when you said, you know, when it's like, even if you got to hold everybody accountable, when it's a white person doing that type of stuff or taking them pictures, like even the white dudes this Halloween who's caught in Walmart or whatever, I think it was in Utah somewhere, and they was in blackface, and one of them was a cop, and they had jail uniforms on and shit. Like, even with that type of stuff, even with that type of stuff, you're not gonna. They in Utah. What black people are they around? They not gonna run it. They not gonna come. I know, but they're not gonna go around there and do that. They're gonna do that around, and then we're not gonna go find them because they nobodies.
Because they can't get out of in that place.
When it's a Kyrie or a Kanye, we can attack them. We know they Twitter, they Instagram. We can get to them. Plus, they popular. The people in the comments that's agreeing with Kanye and Kyrie, ain't nobody canceling them. Nobody's screenshotting that, sending that to their job or nothing like that. But it's people that's saying this stuff too. But those just happen to be the people that they can get to and attack. Us, as far as holding people accountable, when it is somebody on one of their level that do it, I know this is a very vain comparison and it don't really match, but I can only the Clippers dude who they canceled because he had said what he
Donald
said.
Sterling.
Yeah, when that come out, I think the Phoenix Suns dude going through it right now. Like when they start doing stuff, it do come maybe later on, like recently, more recent years. But when they do stuff, it come out because they also populating on that level. We can't really get to old girl in Kentucky who just had the thing.
Hold on, she right there. This the difference though. To my point, Donald Sterling said some racist things, said all the stuff he said. Right? They took his team. They gave him $3.8 billion.
Oh yeah,
right?
Still rich. Yeah.
He still kept all his money. He gonna still be the same Donald Sterling. Yeah. He just gonna be a little bit behind scene, and you're not gonna see it in the public eye. Mm-hmm. He didn't lose his businesses, his companies. He didn't lose the companies that he just a silent investor in. He still got all his money and cashed out with $3.8 billion and can still walk around right now, and nobody says anything about him.
Yep, and buying more pussy from hot white girls that he's demanding never be around black dudes.
Exactly. It's like nobody really get held accountable for real. Like he basically got rewarded.
I feel you on that, but like at the end of the day, the only thing the NBA can do is say you can't have those policies here. You can't tell. There's nothing in America that could stop a racist dude from being rich. So I feel you. It don't really do nothing. It didn't really hurt him. It only hurt him if he got some type of care and passion for basketball and the team. And he's really hurt inside. But with $3.8 billion, I don't know how hurt I can possibly be.
He ain't that
but with that being said, the girl in Kentucky who just got, I think, kicked out of school and she got arrested for being on video, going drunk. She was drunk, went to the school event, called two black people who was working the staff thing, the nigga about 100 sometimes in video for not letting her in because she was too drunk. When the cops came, she bit a police officer, all of that, got arrested, charged with all of this, pleaded not guilty, even though it's on video, and her family came and bailed her out, her dad and her mom, you know? So do I think that 3-4 years from now, anybody's going to remember her unless she does something in the public eye, like she try to run for office or something? Then sure, she try to be a comedian, an actor, or some actress or something like that. Sure, people would be like, hey, ain't you the one that said that? But she can definitely still be a psychiatrist somewhere obscurely. She can definitely still go to a different school, get her degree, pursue, and be something that none of us ever know. So it's hard to kind of hold those people accountable for these actions even when they get broadcast on social media.
But you can hold them accountable when it's relevant to hold them accountable. Because, for example,
she getting arrested.
Yeah, I'm saying, but is she gonna actually be found? Is she gonna be convicted? Like see. Zimmerman got arrested, but was he convicted? Was these people actually held accountable, or was they just slapped on the wrist and told to go home?
Yeah,
because because
even with the video, I can still see her getting a slap on the wrist and going home. So yeah,
because you can do something more crazy and Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer was eating people. Bro, this dude was eating people. You heard
like the 80s though.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Let's go back to my point about relevancy. Up until this documentary, you ain't heard nobody mention Jeffrey Dahmer's name in 10, 15, 20 years. No one mentioned none of the stuff. Not that we didn't know the story, but it's like, ain't nobody thought about Jeffrey Dahmer whatsoever. You drop a documentary, you drop a couple of a Netflix series, boom, for a month or two, Jeffrey Dahmer, the most relevant person out here.
And that's still kind of feeding into my narrative because up until about 2-3 years ago, nobody was talking about Nas. And then he dropped 4 albums, and now people are waiting and anticipating for the King's Disease
His
series.
loyal fans are waiting and anticipating.
Hip-hop is waiting.
Hip-hop is not talking about Nas, bro. They talking about Glorilla. They talking about Moneybagg
They talking about how Nas is over Glorilla on the charts. Or at least last time I checked. He was like number 2.
You sound, the young dudes are here. You saying right now, they be like, "You sound like an old head."
I am.
Exactly.
I'm proud to be an old head. I hope to be an older head.
That's
should want to be too. You should want to be an old head too.
We old.
You actually should listen to me.
Ain't relevant in the culture necessarily.
You should be listening to me and people that's our age, so you can one day become an old head like us, young dude. Because you don't know nothing.
All y'all youngins should aspire to become old heads. Because if you don't become an old head, that means you die young. Don't die young, become an old head. But still, the culture has now and always, Craig, ran off of the young people. They control
and that's
what's relevant
my point.
and what's not
you
relevant.
Calling relevant. If you're not relevant with the young people, then you're not relevant, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that you could be relevant As long as you relevant. It don't have to be an age group. Just because the youth don't know you don't mean you're not relevant. You're not relevant to them. You're not in their demographic.
Because you ain't relevant to the older people either.
You are.
You're not, though. Bro, 21 Savage didn't say nothing wrong. You're relevant to your loyal fan base.
So
what's the most relevant movie right now? Because I want to talk about this anyway. What's the most relevant movie right now that we can discuss?
Black Panther.
Exactly. That doesn't mean Doctor Strange movie didn't come out, or people didn't watch it, or people did, or I'm not excited to see the Ant-Man movie. The most relevant movie right now is the Black Panther movie.
But we're not talking about most relevant. So are we saying that Black Panther is the only relevant movie?
No.
So I'm saying, so Black Panther could be
Nas
relevant and
Nas
other
ain't
movies
relevant,
could be relevant.
It's other people
Nas
that Lil
very
Baby
relevant.
is relevant. Lil Baby is a relevant rap artist right now.
Yeah, he's
He's relevant.
He is.
Glorilla,
that don't mean that Nas not.
Meg Thee Stallion, these are relevant rappers right now. People go on their social media.
Meg Thee Stallion's a relevant person. She's
a relevant entity at this point.
Just because you rap don't mean you're.
Hey, I'm just saying. And I ain't saying I'm an old head. If Jay-Z dropping an album, I'm bumping it. When Griselda drops something, I'm bumping it. But when you talking about relevance, when you talk about a business and marketing and who you market any product to, they're not the core people they marketing to ain't people that's older. You want the younger generation.
Is Ice with Vezo relevant?
Not to me, but he's probably more relevant than the people I listen to. So
Nas ain't relevant because he's not relevant to you.
Nas ain't relevant collectively. The 51%. Nas, if you put the percentage of people who listen to rap music every day in a room, and you told them to name 100 artists that
Nas
you want to listen to,
one of them artists. You said out of 100 artists, Nas ain't one of them artists.
If you put ages, let's say 13 to 30. 100 artists, you would be lucky to see Nas on probably 15 of those lists. You'd be lucky.
Nas getting 40 to 50
Bro,
people.
you is crazy.
Out of 100 artists from 13 to 30.
You probably ain't getting Nas on that list. Bro.
Easily.
That's
crazy math, and I know y'all can't keep up with that. From ages 13 to 30, out of 100 people, out of 100 artists, you get them 13 to 30. Those 100 people. 100 artists.
Let's shrink that.
To pick.
That's a big list. Let's shrink it. Let's say 30. Nas ain't making that list, bro.
If you give me 30 artists, then maybe you writing your number with 20.
That's the relevancy thing. It ain't that people don't know who Nas is.
Not relevancy is zero. That means 0 people is gonna put you on there.
Nothing in life
if
is
30
all
people.
Or zero.
That means
is our podcast relevant or not relevant compared to Joe Budden?
But why we compare?
Compared to Joe,
because you
have to compare what's relevant to what. If I told you, bro,
so
I just saw
compared to Drake and 21 is not relevant at all because Drake and 21 is so relevant.
No, is Drake a relevant artist?
Of course.
Is 21 a relevant artist?
Of course.
Drake and 21 doing an album, you don't think gonna be super relevant?
Yeah, but does that mean that
now,
Nas
is Ice Spice relevant?
Based off your comparison thing,
is
Nas
Ice Spice
not
relevant?
I don't even want to ask this.
Is she relevant?
I don't even want to ask this. Of course not. Of course Ice Spice is relevant.
Okay. So since Ice Spice is relevant, and we know she ain't going to be relevant a year from now.
For the time being.
We know, that's my point. She not going to be relevant a year from now. Was my boy who did This Is Why I'm Hot, was he relevant that summer? Was Mims, This Is Why I'm Hot.
Mims was whack.
This Is Why I'm Hot. But he wasn't whack when his song was relevant. He was doing shows.
He was still, Chingy was whack when his song came out. And
but he was relevant.
But he was relevant.
Until that song blew over and like, what else you got? Oh, we don't like that shit. Now you're no longer relevant.
But I knew that was whack when it.
Yeah. The reason why you feel Nas is relevant because you don't feel Nas is whack and you feel Nas still make good music, which makes you a loyal fan. Which is what 21 Savage said. He's relevant to his loyal fan base. And that's true.
I'm not a loyal Jay-Z fan, and Jay-Z's still relevant. I listen to his shit too.
No, you don't.
I do. I do listen to Jay-Z stuff all the time. It don't get a lot of replay, but I listen to it. I listen to 444 Day It Drop probably all day. It was real good.
Yeah, it was a good album.
But I don't. Not no more.
But I'd
rather listen to older Jay-Z.
But Jay is a relevant person within the culture because he got Rock Nation. You know who he is. He be out here. Beyonce, his wife. He's relevant for way more.
Out here, bro.
No one thinks about Nas. What is Nas relevant for? I can name a bunch
billionaire.
That don't make you relevant.
He's relevant for Uber and the Ring camera. How about that?
No, that might be business things he did.
Can I interest you in that, Skip?
You make it sound like I'm hating on Nas, but I'm not hating. He's just not relevant. Nas a legend. Nas will definitely get played. At some point, I'm going to listen to Nas' album. I'm going to rock with Nas, but I'm older. I grew up on Nas. That don't mean Nas is relevant to the masses. He's not.
Nas is relevant to the masses, just as is Jay-Z is relevant to
the masses of his loyal fan base. No, Jay-Z relevant, period. 50 Cent relevant,
Nas
period.
too.
Who more relevant? 50. He's way more relevant than Nas. Are you? Come on, bro. Sign us out. You wild.
I don't want to argue with you. 50 Cent is more
that.
relevant than Nas
for a bunch of reasons. Social media,
TV,
his social media more relevant. His TV show is more relevant.
People's faces more, but
petty,
that does not
funny,
mean that
entertaining.
My argument is not that people are not more relevant than Nas. People keep throwing this comparison, and that seemed to be the argument that I was fucking listening to on Clubhouse all day. It's not that this person's more relevant. People are saying that he's not relevant.
He's not.
And it's people that's not relevant. G-Dep is not relevant.
He's dead. Like, you can't talk about G-Dep.
Black Rob is dead.
G-Dep is dead. Oh, no.
G-Dep is in jail because he admitted to a murder that he just now realized that he probably didn't even do.
You got to be high as hell.
Good ass drugs right there.
Man.
I'm going to try to find me some of that after this show.
I don't know none of that. He got so high, he went in the police station like, yo, I think I killed him. He's like, oh, word? We got this life sentence for you.
This nigga he was watching one of them true crime documentaries, one of them unsolved joints, and he was like, I think I did that. High as fuck. I think I did that one.
Oh, snap. I did ride down that street. Let me go tell them I did that shit.
Man, hey, keep me off that.
Yeah,
this has been another episode of I'm Almost Joking Podcast, episode 45. I've been one half of the Disrespective Collective, Craig Smith, a.k.a. Sense of Life, here with...
It's your boy Queese, a.k.a. Dash. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out to everybody who been subscribing lately. We got our first video that by the time this release, we might do 300 views. I know that ain't a lot, but nigga, we grinding from the dirt.
When you started from 0 and them 300 organic views...
Yeah, man, and I'm
appreciate y'all.
And I'm gonna try to. When somebody had commented that I need to read more, so I'm trying to get my book game up. I was being illiterate, not understanding your lyrics, and they told me I need to read more.
Oh, wow!
Thank you, man. Thanks for all the comments.
Hey, I got some Donald Goines books I can give you. That's the only author that I ever read like 12, 13 books from.
I think he's mad I didn't catch the Greek guidelines you had.
Yeah, man.
It's okay, man. We'll get there. I'm getting my education on. We'll holler at y'all next week. It's been a real one. Shout out to my boy Tyler and my man Corey. Radio 22, Everything 22, Media 22, and we get at y'all next week. We out. This'll.